Albert Einstein, 1879 to 1955 AD. Einstein was born on March 14, 1879, in a wealthy Jewish family in Ulm, a small town in Germany. His father was an engineer. He often brought his son various toys. It was not possible to understand the strange character of the child Einstein that day, and the school teachers would occasionally complain about him. He was a backward boy in studies, inattentive and uninterested. No one in the class was his companion. He would sit at the back of everyone. His only companion was his mother. He would listen to various melodies of the world's best artists. And he would play those melodies on the violin. He was busy with his factory. His life was spent in joy. Suddenly, a dark cloud came over those days full of joy. Einstein first felt the bitter taste of life in his childhood. They were Jews. But at school, the rules of the Catholic religion had to be followed. The whole school environment became unpleasant to him. He had no companions, no friends. So he took refuge in books to forget the loneliness of his mind. Books on philosophy fascinated him the most. Within 15 years, he had finished reading the works of Kant, Spinoza, Euclid, and Newton. In his free time, he would play the violin. This was his world of companions and friends. At this time, his father's business was in decline. He, Einstein's father, decided to leave Munich and go to Milan, if that would change his fate. Everyone left Munich, except Einstein, who remained there alone. He enrolled in a polytechnic school in Switzerland. He failed the exam the first time. He passed the exam on the second attempt. The financial situation of the family was getting worse and worse. Einstein felt that he had to take on the responsibilities of the family. He started studying physics and mathematics to get a teaching scholarship. After graduating from the University of Zurich, he started applying to various schools for teaching. He had higher educational qualifications than many, but he could not get a job anywhere. Because his crime was that he was Jewish. Helpless Einstein started teaching students by going door to door to make ends meet. At this time, Einstein married his schoolmate Mileva Merrick. He was only 22 years old at the time. Mileva was not only Einstein's wife, but also his life partner. Einstein realized that it was not possible for him to get a teaching job and took a job as a clerk in an office. In between work, he would solve complex mathematical problems in his notebook. He dreamed of unraveling the incomprehensible mysteries of nature. He only told Mileva about this secret pursuit of his: "I am researching the space and time of this universe." In Einstein's research, there was no laboratory, no equipment. His only support was a notebook and pen and his extraordinary thinking power. Finally, his research was finished. He was only 26 at the time. One day, he appeared at the office of the famous scientific journal Annalen der Physik in Berlin with a 30-page article. In this journal, Einstein published 5 works from 1901 to 1904. In all these works, conventional topics were interpreted in a new way. This spread Einstein's name in the scientific community. But there was no solution to the financial problem. He was forced to take up the job of teaching students at home. On one hand, office work, loving love for silver; on the other, scientific research. Finally, in 1905, his famous theory of relativity was published. It opened a new horizon in the world of science. This relativity means comparing one object with another. Einstein said that when we measure time or space, we have to compare it with something else. He said that light, the universe, time, and dimensions are relative. There is only one speed in our universe that is not relative. There is a speed that is one and the same, does not depend on anything else, and is not comparable to any other speed. This speed is the speed of light. This speed never changes. At this time, the University of Zurich invited Einstein to join as a professor. In 1907, he was appointed as a general professor at the University of Zurich. Along with this, he would also work in the patent office. Einstein's name was gradually spreading in the world of science. On the occasion of the birth anniversary of scientist Kelvin, Einstein was invited by the University of Geneva. Here he was given an honorary doctorate. Then he was called from the Salzburg Conference in Germany. Here Einstein read his paper in front of world-famous scientists. He said, "In the next stage of the progress of theoretical physics, we will discover a theory that will be able to bind the quantum nature and wave theory of light and time." In response to Einstein's statement, scientist Planck said, "It is not yet time to think at the level that Einstein has thought." In response, Einstein discussed the origin of his special theory of relativity, equals mc squared, and explained how true what he was trying to prove was. In 1908, a new post of theoretical physics was created at the University of Zurich. Under pressure from political circles, Einstein's classmate Friedrich Adler was nominated for this post. Friedrich learned after joining the new post that he had been appointed instead of Einstein. He told the authorities that there was no one more qualified for this post than Einstein. "Compared to him, my knowledge is very insignificant." The university authorities also realized the importance of Friedrich's words. Finally, in 1909, Einstein was appointed to the new post. Finally, Einstein resigned from his patent office job and devoted himself entirely to teaching.